Where am I? How did I get here? All alone, behind a wall, surrounded by the enemy team, without a hope. Nowhere to go, no way to win.
Stand along. Do not give up. This one was for your end.
All right, I want to be very clear about something. This is not to shit on my teammates. They were probably better than I was in this match. The point that I'm trying to make here is that it's very difficult to support your teammates as a solo queue player. Okay, but before we get to the complaining, I just wanted to share some fun adventures I had in comp this week. So enjoy, and when we return, we'll get back to the nitty-gritty of why trials sucked. Okay, let's talk about supporting your team in trials as a solo queue player. And that used to be easier with special ammo because you could 1v1 or 1v2 more effectively. You didn't necessarily have to be able to coordinate team shots to be able to get wins. The issue that I'm having in trials, I think, amounts to this. Team shotting is the name of the game. Now, we have higher health pools, less special ammo. So what does that equate? It means that you have to team shot to win, and it's difficult to coordinate or synchronize team shots when you can't communicate. And as a solo queue player, I don't know, it's very difficult to communicate with your team. Basically, you're getting team shot around almost every corner, and it's very difficult to try and stick with your team or get an angle on the enemy team. Basically, you have two options, right? You can kind of like try to follow behind your team and try and like, you know, get an angle on whatever they're shooting at. Very difficult to do because they're in front of you. And if you run right in next to them, you're vulnerable to sort of area effect damage. And there's tight corners and angles. So just because they have an angle doesn't mean that you do. So you don't know where they're going, so it's hard to know where to post up. Now, alternatively, you can come down a different lane that has a 45 or 90 degree angle relative to where your teammates are going, but you're going to be going there solo, and you have to hope and pray that your teammates stay alive while you do that, which most of the time they're not going to. Or you're not going to, because you're going to be out there on your own, and you're going to run into the enemy team, and it could be one player, it could be two players, just the odds are, 1v2 you're going to lose, and 1v1, you probably got a 50% chance, right, of being against a player that you can beat consistently. So, the probability of you winning as you go to try and take an angle to help flank for your team is low. And then again, a lot of times I'm finding if I try to move, if I separate from my team dies. So faster, right? So what do you do? And I think the answer is that there's not much you can do. You have to be on comms. If you're not willing to be on comms, you can't play trials effectively anymore. You used to be able to sort of muscle up with some special ammo and pull off 1v1s, 1v2s, maybe even 1v3s, and you could carry a little bit. That's not the case anymore. You have to be able to communicate with your team to play. The problem with that is, I know Bungie thinks that everything should be cherry and rosy and everyone should just work together in a harmony and be nice online. It's not going to be like that. Humans are not like that. They're going to be salty, especially when they're frustrated, right? Even the best of players, right? Even me, frankly, playing with friends sometimes, and, I'll deal with that from a friend. But from an online player, it's just fucking a pain in the ass to deal with, right? Especially because a lot of times it's unwarranted. So, what do you do? How do you play this game as a solo player now? What options do you have? Because you have Rumble, but there's no rewards there. You can pull off some enjoyable matches in 6v6, but again, there's no rewards there. So I'm here to play 6v6 in Rumble because they're fun. But there's no rewards, and they're not going to fix that. You have to play 3v3 trials to get rewards, and to play 3v3 trials, you have to play with a team. Now, Bungie has made it very clear that they want this to be a social game. That's fine. But it's just, for players like me who love the wealth and depth of experience and want to play the game just for the fun that it is, there's nothing there for me anymore. So, anyway, Trials got worse for solo queue players. Unfortunately, it's great. I think it's an improvement for team play. I was hoping for a more rewarding Destiny 2 with the latest update, and unfortunately, as a solo queue player, things actually got worse, not better. Trials was the only way for me to get some cool gear, and as a solo queue player, I was viable. There was potential. I could earn rewards, even if it was a bit of a grind. Now as a solo queue player, there's nothing. I'm winning about 1 out of every 5 matches as opposed to 3 to 4 matches in a row. I lost so many hours yesterday playing Trials, and I got absolutely nothing for it. 0. And that feels so bad. I was on the verge of just like deleting, uninstalling, and just being like, fuck it, walk away. That was my only pathway for cool gear, and it's gone now. I have no pathway. So I was all amped up about this being more rewarding Destiny 2. As a solo queue player, it is now worse. I hope Bungie fixes it. If not, I don't think I can hang around much longer. It is what it is. But, if you got teammates, if you're used to playing in a group, I think the new modes are good for you. I just wish Bungie would open up the game for solo play. Because I'm not going to play with randos online. I just don't want to deal with potential toxicity issues there. Life's too busy. I can't accommodate people in terms of scheduling playtime. So, I can't be the only one in that boat. I wish Bungie would just acknowledge that and make it fun for us. That's it. Peace.